I stopped, and the very first thing I felt was guilt, not relief, guilt, like I had done something wrong by sitting down. And the longer I sat there, the louder it got until I picked up my phone just to make it stop. And I remember thinking, I am not even resting right now. I am just feeling guilty in a different position. That moment stayed with me, and it is what today is about. Welcome back to Ife Random Reflections. I am Ife. And if you have ever had a free afternoon that felt more like anxiety than freedom, stay with me because I think this conversation is going to land somewhere real for you. There was a Saturday not long ago where I had nothing urgent to do. No plans, no deadlines, nothing. And instead of feeling free, I felt this low, restless discomfort I could not name. I kept thinking I should be doing something, and I realized I could not just sit there, not because something needed doing, but because doing nothing felt wrong in a way I had never stopped to question. So I started paying attention to that feeling instead of pushing past it. And what I noticed was that the guilt was not random. It had been trained into me. Somewhere along the way, I had learned that my worth was connected to my movement. That the good version of me was the productive version, the busy version, the one who could always point to something she had done with her day. And the version of me sitting on a Saturday doing absolutely nothing felt like the wrong version. Maybe you know where yours came from. A parent who never stopped and wore their exhaustion as proof of love. A season where you really did have to keep going and your body learned to stay in motion because motion was survival. Or just a world that is always showing you someone doing more, building more, optimizing more, until enough becomes a number that keeps moving and you are always slightly behind it. That is not discipline, that is exhaustion wearing the mask of ambition. And I lived there for a long time and called it dedication, until I was not fine anymore. Burnout does not always look dramatic. Most of the time it is quiet. It looks like taking twice as long to do something simple. A flatness where things that used to excite you just feel like tasks. Snapping at someone you love over something small, lying in bed exhausted but unable to sleep, going through the motions of your own life without actually being present in it. And the cruel thing is that when you are in it, your instinct is to push harder. You think the answer to feeling behind is to catch up. So you push, and the depletion deepens, and you push again. For me, it ended quietly. My body just started saying no in ways I could not override. And one day I stopped fighting it. I sat down and I stayed there. Nothing fell apart. The things that needed to get done eventually got done. The people who needed me were still there. And I started to see that so much of the urgency I had been living inside was something I had built myself. The fear that everything would unravel if I stopped was a story. And I had been telling it so long I forgot it was just a story. What I found in the stillness was not emptiness. I found thoughts I had not had time to think, feelings I had been outrunning. A version of myself that was quieter and slower and more honest than the one I had been performing. And I understood something clearly for the first time. Rest is not what you do when everything is finished. Nothing is ever finished. Rest is what you decide to give yourself in the middle of everything. So when the guilt comes, and it will, just sit with it for a second before you react. Because the guilt is not telling you that you are wrong to rest. It is telling you that rest feels unfamiliar. And unfamiliar feels dangerous even when it is exactly what you need. You are not lazy. Lazy is a choice to avoid what needs doing. What you are is depleted. And they look the same from the outside, but they feel completely different on the inside. Lazy is comfortable. Depletion is exhausted. And the answer to exhaustion has never been more effort. It has always been rest. You are allowed to stop, not because you earned it, not because your list is done, because you are a human being. Because the rested version of you is more present and more kind and more creative than the one running on fumes. Rest is not the enemy of everything you are trying to build. It is what makes it last. You are allowed to stop, and nothing that is truly yours will fall apart because of it. If this video spoke to you, like it, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you catch the next one. Share it with someone you know needs to hear this but will not say so. And drop a comment telling me the last time you rested without feeling guilty about it. I genuinely want to know. I love you. See you in the next one.